All right, we're ready to begin with Auburn. We'll ask Coach Pearl for some general thoughts on the game. Then we'll take your questions for the two student athletes. And then we'll finish up with Coach Pearl. So, Coach, would you begin?
Start off by congratulating Missouri. Those guys had won 3 out of the last 4 games. They had stayed engaged, and they were a good enough basketball team to beat the 22nd ranked team in the country. That's a credit to Conzo Martin, his coaching staff, and the character of that team. I didn't start off caring for Jordan Geist very much when he first started competing against him. He was sort of one of those players that if he was on your team, you'd love him, but if he was on the other team, he bothered you. I want to congratulate him on a great career. And then I think when you see the combination of Geist and then Watson, you see sort of the torch being passed from some, per year and Geist. Those guys beat us in here a couple of years ago, but now they've got some young players. That torch is going to be passed. And I just want to congratulate these 2 seniors, for getting their first SEC tournament win. It had been 3 years without a tournament win, so that was a big win for them. And I think the players were definitely thought about those guys and making sure that we got one.
All right, we'll take your questions for Bryce Brown and Horace Spencer. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get one of the floor microphones to you. And let's just start right on the front on the aisle.
Bryce, no points in the first half and then 17 in the second half. Just what was your mindset coming out of the locker room and what changed for you in the second half?
I just got to thank my teammates. They do an unbelievable job of just supporting me no matter if I missed 10 or made 10. They have the same feeling, the same confidence in me no matter what. So that's just kudos to them. And me as a leader, I just got to, my last year, could possibly my last tournament SEC game, and I just got to keep on shooting, just trying to help my team win. A couple times I tried to pad it a few extra times, but threw me out my rhythm. But as long as I'm catching and sticking, that's kind of what Coach wants me to do, so I'll just continue to do that. Yeah.
Other questions for either the student athletes? Let's go to the front on the right.
Horace, talk about your game tonight. You had 4 steals and 4 blocks, and then the double-double. And without Austin Wiley, I mean, your production is super important. But talk about how you played.
I mean, my focus is really on defense. The ball just came to me. It just came to me the way it did. I wasn't really focused on my offense. I was really just focused on helping my guards get through them ball screens and just trying to protect the paint, be a presence in the paint, and just take care of defense off of defense, really.
Raise your hand if you have another question. Let's go to the far right in the back. Go ahead.
For Bryce, what really were they doing in that first half to try to mess with, your game? And obviously Jared struggled as well. It looked like they were maybe picking you guys up, deeper in the court. What were they doing to mess with the half-court offense?
Nothing that I couldn't handle or me and Jared couldn't handle. It just came down to making shots. And I feel like that's just what we did in the second half, just made shots. First half, I felt like they came out strong, trying to run me off the line a little bit, but that's nothing I haven't seen all season long, and it wasn't nothing I wasn't prepared for. So it just came down to making shots and just wanting to go out strong.
Question in the middle on the aisle. Go ahead.
This is for Horace and Bryce. I mean, you guys have been around for a long time, got your first SEC tournament win. What's the feeling like to finally get a W here?
Horace?
It feels really good to get a first win SEC tournament. We just wanted to come here, get one win, move on to the next one, get another win, just keep going, it feels good. Help me and Bryce getting this first win. My team right now, we're in a really good spot. We have really good chemistry, and we're going to keep that going throughout the tournament.
Yeah, it definitely felt good getting our first SEC win. Took me 4 years, my fourth year. So, like I said, I just got to give everything to my teammates. Coach trusted me with the ball. And my teammates trust me, and me and Horace are going to do everything we can to make sure this team doesn't go out on a sad note, and we just want to end our senior season on a strong note. Yeah.
Got time for one more question? Anyone for either of the student athletes? All right, we'll excuse you, and you can return to the locker room. We'll continue on with Coach Pearl. Raise your hand if you have a question, and we'll get a floor mic to you. Let's start right down on the front on the right.
Coach Pearl, talk about the minutes you got from Malik Dunbar, double figures, 4 for 6 from the floor, some good defense as well, a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think if if you look at the stat sheet, you know, we had 9 guys in double-digit minutes. We had 4 guys score in double digits. Malik he's just been super patient. He works hard. He's a physical presence. He'd like to do more, but he knows when he forces the issue sometimes, gets himself into some troubled situations. And I agree with you. I thought he was just patient. That attitude, that effort, that unselfishness, it's just contagious. Our guys see him being locked in, handling the moment, and contributing. It's impressive.
Have a question in the middle aisle? Go ahead.
With Chuma only getting 4 first-half minutes, I mean, what did you see from the D'Angelo Purifoy minutes that you got there?
Well, D'Angelo played maybe 16 minutes in the first half. He played a lot. The fact that he was in shape to be able to play that many minutes, the fact that his teammates trusted him to be able to be out there. Then in the second half, he made a big shot that really made a difference. He had a really nice slip, made some good passes. We're best when everybody contributes, and I think that's the danger of our team. We have typically, this might be the first big game we've won where Jared Harper didn't have to carry us. Missouri did a good job defensively on both Bryce and Jared. A lot of pressure on Jared to run my club, and my biggest communicator defensively. He's a leader, and he just didn't have, was a little off tonight. Missouri had something to do with that. The fact that we could win without him having a big game was huge.
All right, question on the front down the left.
Bruce, you said the torch might be passed to Watson for Missouri. What have you seen from his film the last couple games that really stick out to you?
He's fearless. He's got guts. He sees it. He can shoot. He's got good size. Those young freshmen were highly recruited kids, and they're gonna fit in. They've gotten better. You know, Coach Martin. He's got a great staff, and you know they got some really good guards coming back.
Question in the front and middle.
Moving ahead to South Carolina, you saw them in January. What do you remember about that matchup?
Frank Martin's got my number, not just my phone number, but my number. You know, I think he's won, like, let's say 3 out of the last 5 maybe, or something along those lines. What they do defensively bothers us. They extend. It makes it hard to run your stuff. You overplay. They're physical. They're tough. Silva is a major factor. How the officials referee him is huge, because he's so active, athletic, bouncy. He gets himself into some foul trouble, and he draws a lot of fouls. Just draws a lot of contact in that situation. So, you know, I remember we had a chance when we went to South Carolina. Had a couple last possessions, but they got the better of us.
Another question in the middle. Go ahead.
Austin Wiley has been back out there this week. Looked like he may be available. What was the plan with him, and what's his availability for the rest of the tournament?
Austin had his first contact practice this week, and so you know he's getting closer. But I thought Anthony and Horace at this time of the year, here right now, are playing well together, playing well, complementing each other, and so I think that Austin he's getting closer to being available. Right now, Anthony and Horace are doing a nice job.
Another question for Coach Pearl. Let's go to the far back.
What's your thoughts on Horace's impact when he came in tonight as a spark plug?
Well, just that, your energy, offensive rebounding, physicality, toughness, courage. You know, he knows who he is. He had some big plays, made his free throws. I mean, blocks and steals, and just he's so athletic and experienced. So really, really happy for Horace. We don't win without him.
Raise your hand if you have another question for Coach Pearl. Okay, let's come back down to the front.
Coach, with the bigs they have, including Silva, would tomorrow be a day you might need Wiley?
Well, we've needed Wiley all year. It's a good question. don't mean to be glib, if that's the right word. You guys are all writers. I don't know if that fits. Sure we do. But we need Austin. If yesterday was his first contact practice, how would he be out there in the SEC tournament against Silva when he's been out for 4 weeks? That's tough, right? So Horace and Anthony right now are playing, and the rotation has been good. But yeah, we miss a healthy Austin Wiley. A healthy Austin Wiley would be dominating out there. He's as good as any center in the league. But not only getting healthy is having your first contact practice, it's actually having several practices so that you can get a little timing. It's tough in March to ask him to.
Got time for one more question. We'll take it down on the front right.
And, Coach, I know you're very proud of the recovery Anthony McLemore's made from the injury of a year ago, but talk about how much work he's put in the gym, because now he's a legit threat. He seems to make threes at big times.
He made a couple tonight. If you talk to coaches that prepare for us, it's one of the most difficult things to prepare is a shooting 5-man. And sometimes you just got to kind of give him some shots and hope he doesn't make them. I think the other thing about Anthony, though, is he's got abilities outside of that, his defense, ability to block shots. It takes a while to recover from such a horrific injury. The fact that he's played every game for us this year is a testament to his toughness. But I think there's still another level that he has, and we may not see it till next year.
Thank you.